Welcome to What's Your Story, where we, Jamie Marco,
and Stan Brown.
delve into the extraordinary lives of everyday people.
Listen in as we uncover the unique tales that shape who we are.
One story at a time.
Hey, let's get ready to explore today's story.
Let's do it.
I think it's showtime.
You beat me to the
I
intro.
was just in the green room.
And how was the M&Ms in there?
I only read ones.
Are you red M&Ms?
I want to get as much red dye 40 as I can before they discontinue it.
You know, it's
I was
funny.
actually vaccinated with M&Ms.
I would have believed that. It's funny because I grew up eating Doritos, salami sandwiches,
Oh, man, I'm starting to salivate now.
Twinkies, Fritos, all that stuff. And I turned out crazy. So I'm just kidding. But it's funny, right? But I think someone did tell me,
You forgot
yeah,
Yoo-hoos.
Yoo-hoos, exactly. But someone did tell me that the way that those things were made back like in the 80s is different how they're made now. So I don't know that there wasn't red dye back then, or if it was, or if they've changed the ingredients.
Unfortunately, my time machine is in the shop, and I can't go back and revisit that.
But I'd love to find out. I'd love to be if is that real? Were Doritos different in the 80s than they are now?
All I can say is you have all the answers in the palm of your hand. Talk to it.
I'm talking to my palm, nothing's
No, put
happening.
the phone before you talk.
Oh, the phone. Yes. Isn't it funny? So with AI and everything that's happening, it's that like you literally, and AI has been around for a while. You know, everyone that you Google something or you do something that is AI. Google when you're Googling, but now it's like you see people walking around and using AI as their personal assistants. And I know you've had an experience recently with
Well,
it.
it's growing exponentially. The scary part is when you see how ill-behaved, ill-educated, and sometimes just stupid people are, AI is going to kill us because it's a combination of facts or whatever, but it's a combination of like the multiple mind. It's like the hive. It's like the in the Vulcan mindset. And you can't compete against an individual can't compete against that. Too much information.
But I think that like, I was having some conversation last night with some educators, and I was saying that we can no longer say you can't use AI for schoolwork or for writing things, right? Because other countries are saying we're not saying don't use AI. We're teaching you how to lean into it and use it to help you be even more successful,
Hmm.
right? So kids are going to find a way to use these tools. It's kind of like Cliff Notes back in the day. Reading a book, you would use Cliff Notes. Well, now kids are going to use the tools, so why not lean into it and teach them how to use it to help them be more
Yeah,
successful, but not replace.
it's the old yin yang controversy.
Yeah,
The yin will always, the negative side will always be, but lean into the positive. I mean, I'll put stuff into AI, it'll come back with things far better than I could conceive. But hopefully, since I've seen this and I use this, I've become better in my presentation.
exactly, exactly. And today's conversation has nothing to do with
And
AI.
actually, you're looking to and listening to two spectacular avatars.
What's funny is that my friend does that. So my friend Blair, she does this whole, she's teaching like AI versus the real person. And so she's got Blair, is really her, and then her avatar is Claire. And it's really cool. And when you watch it, it's freaky. We
I
could
want to see it. I
do,
want to see
I'll
that.
show it to you. I'll show you in a break. I'll show you Claire and Blair. But we could do
We're
this.
doing it. Oh, I'm in. I'm in.
Then it replaces us. And then
No,
it defeats my.
it didn't say permanently. It'd be fun.
All right, you want to do one thing with an AI thing? Okay, maybe
Not
let's do it.
today though.
Okay. Well, let's let our guests in today. So I know them not very well, but I know them through the community and what they're doing. I kind of sort of got to hear a little bit of their story, but I think this is a great opportunity to hear about how you create what you want in this world.
Well, I think that's fair because I have no idea who they are. I'm actually questioning my own existence, as all of you out there should.
Well, let's let
Sure.
them in. We'll say hello. So
It's a two on two
I
today.
think it is, but I just want to make sure. Hi, Heather.
Hello, Heather.
You're on mute, so we'll have you come off mute. And I believe that, so just want to make sure that Brian is trying to come in as well too, but from a different, okay. It says Abe, and I was like, am we getting Zoom bombed here? Let me go ahead and let him in too. All right, here we go. Should be in a second. Let's see. I love it, listener, as we are welcoming our guest in. We're super excited. So you have your two hosts and our two guests. Hi, Brian.
Good morning, doctor.
Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. So we'll have you come off mute. You guys have your fancy headsets. We're just going for it over here. Meet my
There we go.
Matt, but meet my dad, Stan.
Good
Stan, say
morning
hi
to
to Heather
both.
and Brian.
I have to say, Joe Rogan called in sick this morning, so you're stuck with us.
That's
Well, you got to start
okay.
somewhere.
You're too kind.
Nice to meet you.
Well, it is so good to have you both here. And, this is airing at a later date, but I know today is a big day because we have an event this afternoon as well, too, which is kind of cool. And we'll get to that. But thank you, first of all, for saying yes. We're so happy to have you both on. I know when I saw Heather, she was like, yeah, sure. Okay. I got it.
You must have caught her in a weak moment.
And I got to hear a little bit about where you're at, but our podcast is all about people's stories, and everyone has a different story. But we do start, if you've listened to some of our episodes, we do start with the same question typically on every episode. So we will start there with both of you, and you're in different locations. So you each get a chance to not even like share what your answer is going to be. So I'm going to ask you to get lefty and righty ready, your
Well,
left-handed.
this is the best because you get a chance to get the wife separately and the husband separately.
I
Let them know
know.
what they're talking
I
about.
know, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll say go, so you guys go at the same time. What is your number today? And here's the
Hang
thing.
on, just
So
hold up fingers. Be silent. They
that's
could,
what I just
oh,
said.
like you
They're
said,
lefty and
oh,
right.
occasionally.
So a 10 is that it's the best day you've ever
That's a
had.
10.
And a 1 is that you probably should not be on this podcast and peopling with us today because it's just one of those kinds of days. And I know you are parents, you are entrepreneurs, you are humans. So listen, we're
And
never
if
10.
your screen goes black, we'll know what you mean. That's what.
All right, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, go, and let's see what your number is. Now, listener, I know you can't see this, but Dad, you will report what their numbers are as I do it.
We're going to see. Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you're
okay.
going to, it's not going to be like, they're not going to do it on three. You're going to say one, two, three. And then when you say go, they put their fingers up.
So sorry to put you through this tormented
It's just
torture.
specificity.
Yes, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Let's see.
Oh,
Heather is a 6,
okay.
and Brian has an unusual hand movement he's shooting. Oh,
A
no,
7.
and a 7.
That reminds me of like the movie Inglorious Bastards, how they hold the number 3. Brian, how would you hold up the number 3? Okay, like backward. Okay, interesting. But did you ever see that movie where like that's how they like bust him because of how they hold the number 3? Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, vaguely. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's like
But I
this
also
or
like to
like
show off the skull rings too.
this.
So
Oh,
that's
I
kind of the other
love
thing.
it. Okay, cool. All right. So Heather, you're 6. What would it take for you to go from a 6 to a 6.25 today?
Oh, a 6.25. That's not a huge jump.
No
Probably
swear.
some coffee.
All right, there you go.
That works.
So coffee, okay. Brian, what about from you from a 7 to a 7.25?
Oh goodness, probably just get through a list of things here at work and you know, get a little bit less busy.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that could happen today, but I'm sending good vibes your way.
Send them my way. I'll take them for anybody.
So you guys are in two different locations right now, but let's kind of start back with obviously you're married, right? Where did you meet? Where are you originally from and where did you meet?
I'm from Northern California. My story quickly takes me from Northern California to Reno, Nevada, Nashville, Tennessee, and then Sarasota, Florida.
Ooh, good.
And we met in Nashville on plentyoffish.com, so online,
I
and
love that.
just celebrated 10 years of marriage last month. So
Congratulations.
yeah, very exciting.
Exciting. My husband and I met on Match.com and we're 11 years this year. So it does work,
Oh,
people. It works. It
It
works.
works.
So what brought you,
congratulations.
we'll lean into you first, then we'll kind of lean over to Nashville with Heather and hear that part since we got both of you, and then we'll end up where you are today. But so that's kind of an interesting journey. What was that, a family move? Was that an individual move? What was that?
It was individual. The small town I grew up in Eureka, California, roughly 30,000 people, behind the redwood curtain. Just too small of a town growing up. Had really no concerts, no sporting events. So I moved to the quote unquote big city of Reno, Nevada. We're talking 200,000 people, and I was, feeling good. Um, was there for 10 years. Had a great time. Loved it. But I'd always wanted to move somewhere in the South. Been to Tennessee a few times, and I thought, "Ah, you know what? If you're going to Tennessee, go big or go home. Let's go to Nashville, Music City. I play music, didn't go for the music. Um, Moved to Nashville, saved up some money, got there day one, scared to death, cried like a baby, wondered why I did it. I was in my early 30s. Then I sat there and I said, you know what? All right, you've had your moment. Now let's pick yourself up and let's be a grown up. And I thought Reno was the best move. Well, Nashville was an even better move. And where I met my wife, had my son, and um, lived great there. And when I met Heather, she had told me, hey, you know what? Before we die, we're going to live somewhere near the beach. And we're dating. And I said, okay, sure, whatever.
It's so early to talk about death in a relationship. Go ahead.
So,
And Heather, you were in Nashville at the time, of course, yes?
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
so
I
my job brought me to
actually,
Florida.
yeah.
And
Got
there, here
it.
we are,
It's also
Sarasota,
listening
Florida.
to, there's a little voice in your system. You're listening to your gut, but something was talking to you and you paid attention. Most people try to ignore that, and you really can't ignore the advice.
No, and it was scary every step of the way, but it was also for the intention of bettering our life in one way or another, my life or our life. And I've told my family at one point, my brother just moved from the same town we grew up in to Colorado, and I said, "Look, man, you got to do it. You don't know what's out there until you get out there, and then you realize, oh my God, there's a whole different world. There's opportunities that arise
Yeah.
personally, professionally, everything else like that."
Yeah. Have you stayed, minus what you're doing right now, but were you in the same line of work the whole way as you were navigating to Nashville?
More or less, yes.
And what was that?
I'm working for Ferguson Kitchen and Bath Gallery, plumbing
Ah,
supplies. So I've been in this plumbing industry for 30 years.
Hmm.
Had a short stint as a police officer in Reno, Nevada.
oh,
Um,
must have been
realized that,
interesting.
yeah, realized that dishwashers and toilets are a much safer option than criminals. So
Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to lean in a little bit to the music. So I see is that a guitar or ukulele? I can
yes,
tell on your screen. It's either big or small. You never know.
yeah,
So is that the music that you lean into, guitar?
yeah, yeah. I play guitar. I played since high school. Just casual strum. I've been in bands before, but nothing as far as being a professional. I've known a lot of professional musicians in Nashville. Phenomenal, just great people, great work ethic. But I just need to know. I need to know what my paycheck's going to be every 2 weeks, and I can't. I've stepped out and done things, but I can't step out and be that dramatic where, you're living off tips or a base pay or something like that.
Heather, did he court you with his guitar?
Oddly, no, he did
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well,
not.
let's kind of lean over into that. So, Heather, are you from Nashville or where are you originally from?
No, I'm originally from Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, and that's where I was born and raised. And after college, well, after high school, I really wanted to get out of there. Unfortunately, I did go to college in Iowa, and there just wasn't a lot of opportunities for me when it was post grad. So I had a sister that moved down to Nashville, Tennessee. And at that time, I was debating where I wanted to go. And I thought, well, it's a bigger city. There's a lot more options. I still have a family connection. So let's just take that leap of faith and move down
the
there.
plan was coming together for both of you.
hmm And so even before he arrived in Tennessee, the plan was coming together. So
Ooh,
I spent 13 years in Tennessee, and Brian and I met back 11 years ago, so in 2014. So I had already been there for 2 or 3 years. No, longer than that. I actually moved in '09.
got it. And what were you doing when you were living in Nashville? Like, what was the opportunity that got you there besides your sister convincing you to move there as well?
So I actually started working for the state of Tennessee processing disability claims,
Oh, wow.
Social Security disability claims. And after doing that for about 5 years, I went over to the insurance world and was working for Travelers Insurance the rest of my time in Tennessee. And now here in Florida, I am actually a corporate trainer for SCCI Insurance Group, which
Hmm.
is located in Sarasota.
I did not know that. And that's actually really funny. I need to talk to you about something offline about that, but that's
Oh,
really
sure.
funny.
Offline?
Okay, yes, offline, not part of this conversation. Too funny. So we will chat. Okay, so then you're in Tennessee, you get on Plenty of Fish. And is this like the first person you guys, I don't even know, is Plenty of Fish like, I don't know how it works. Is
It's
it,
just
Yeah,
like
so
Match.
oh, it is
yeah,
Same
okay,
same
got
idea. Yeah.
What do you
yeah.
use for bait there, Brian?
it.
Well, she's a redhead, so they're a little bit tougher to catch.
Looks pretty blonde on the screen
It
today, but
does.
yes, it is red, strawberry blonde. So we had both been in prior marriages before and both divorced. And I was divorced for about 2.5, 3 years before I met Brian. And my friends were just done with the caliber of men I was dating. And one of them was like, "We're getting you on Plenty of Fish, and that's that. We're going to find some fresh people for you to date. This is ridiculous." So I actually got on in December, and I met Brian in February.
Fast.
Wow. And so you see who reached out to who?
I
Oh,
think I reached out to her.
yeah, I don't
It's
remember.
Yeah, it's I reached out to her and we set just a casual date, had dinner. If you've ever been to Nashville, the Gaylord Opryland Hotel is a beautiful place just to walk around and talk and get to know somebody. So we did that. We had a great night, and I had actually bought tickets to a concert months before that was on my birthday. So I was already anticipating for a second date, and it was hey, this went great. Do you want to go see Brad Paisley in 2 nights
I
in
mean, I
concert?
I'm
mean,
gonna correct the story. He
Okay.
actually invited
This
me to
sounds
the
like our story.
concert,
We're always correcting each other. Go ahead.
and he actually invited me to the concert for our first date. So you can message within the app, and then you can exchange phone numbers. So we had gotten to the point where we had exchanged phone numbers, talked on the phone, we're text messaging back and forth. And he said, "I have these tickets for Brad Paisley. Do you want to come? It's on my birthday." And I said, "No, I don't want to have our first date on your birthday. What if you don't like me?" And so we actually sat dinner up the night before, I think it was, 1 or 2 nights before, to make sure that we were compatible enough to go to a concert.
But Heather
So
was Brad Paisley. You could have been like, I don't even like you. I'm still going to the concert.
I
Right?
know, I know. You're right. I did want to feel it out, though, make sure he was a safe person to go to a concert with.
hey, a question though, on those apps, do you see each other like a Zoom call right now? Was there any video?
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
Just
just
photos.
Yeah.
ah,
Just like pictures and just profile pictures. Yeah.
there was a lot of
Yep.
trust is involved.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
So
Thankfully, we
you're
were both honest about our photos.
He didn't use Brad Pitt's fit picture at all.
No, but every photo I had, I didn't realize I was wearing a ball cap, and so she was just terrified that I was bald. I was like, no, let's just wait 10 years for that to start happening.
Yep.
So
He had more hair when we got
I had a
together.
lot more
It
hair.
Well,
was, it
marriage
was it was attached to the ball cap by that
yeah,
time.
but
Yeah,
marriage and fatherhood will do that to you, right?
right?
Well, that's so funny. So your second date was your birthday, Brian.
Yes,
So
February 22nd.
I have to share this with you. So my second date with my husband was his birthday.
Oh,
Our stories are
wow.
very, yeah, it's not about me today, but I will share with you one day our story. It's very funny, and I think we're probably around the same age, so it's really interesting. So,
Yeah, that'd be
okay,
great.
so you go on this date, you go on to the Gaylord, and it's like, yes, I'll go to the concert. And then was it just like after that, that's it? We're together?
I think we kind of were seeing each other. I spent a whole weekend really just hanging out with her. She was part of a Nashville folk dance group. And boy, I tell you what, that is an interesting group of people. Great people, but very interesting. And after spending the weekend with her doing that whole thing, she's like, "Oh my God, this guy must be crazy or really into me." And I was just really into her. And I'd say
And
about
crazy.
and crazy. Oh yeah, solid dose of crazy. And after about 3 weeks in, I kind of looked at her, and I was in my 30s, and I'm blunt and honest. I said, "Hey, look, you know what? I think this is great. Let's just see where this goes. Just the two of us. Let's not have any outside noise. Let's just power through and see where this takes us."
It was
Here
more
we
like
are.
3 days into us meeting that happened.
He's time challenged.
So
That's all.
I know he is very time challenged.
I am. Yes.
Try living with him. So Friday, we went to dinner, walked around Gaylord Opry Hotel, beautiful gardens.
Just came back from
Saturday was
Florida.
the dinner. Sunday, he was like, "I want to see you again." And I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, we just spent 2 nights like hanging out together.
Well,
And
wait
I
a
was
minute.
like,
Wait, women wait. Why won't he call? Why won't he call? You're saying, why are you calling me? What the
Why do you
hell?
keep calling?
remember the caliber of people I was dating before and how I got to
Yes.
Plenty of Fish.
I'm getting the picture.
So Sunday, I was like, well, I have my folk dance group. You're welcome to come and watch. So he came and watched, and he had dinner with one of my girlfriends. And
Risky, very
after that,
risky.
I know. And I was like, he's gonna be like scared and run away, or he's gonna see what my life's all about. And so he was all in. And shortly after that, he's like, let's just be exclusive. And man, the rest was history.
That's
Hmm.
awesome. And you just love, and your anniversary was when? Your 10-year anniversary?
May, May
Oh,
16th.
so literally just recently.
Yeah, just a month ago.
Oh, incredible. Congratulations on that. So
In
Thank
which
you.
we celebrated by going to AC/DC in Tampa. See,
oh,
concerts are our
how
thing.
fun.
Yes.
You're like a big music. Now, is it, I mean, music like real music, like what we grew up with, are the concerts? Or
Yeah,
do you all, okay, yeah, like real
yes,
people actually wrote their music and their lyrics they were really singing. No
yes,
offense to any
absolutely.
people today.
No, we were before we had Jackson, we were averaging about one concert a month in Nashville,
Oh,
from any major act that you could think of, and not just country. I mean, we're talking pop and rock, and
wow.
Katy Perry, Kenny Chesney, Hailstorm, um, you name it.
That's
And
fun.
so yeah, we had the means, and great concerts come through Nashville, and we were just we had a little bit disposable income, didn't have a kid yet, so that was our thing.
I love it. And so then you say, we're in Nashville, we're having fun, we're going to concerts, you have Jackson, and then the beach thing came up again. Like we're, before we die, we've got to go to Florida. Like what happened? Like why and why,
It had
where you're at now? Because there's obviously Florida is so big, but like what was
Yeah.
it about?
Yeah, great question. So, Ferguson is a nationwide company. We have stores in every state, and I had known from previous employment at Ferguson that it's one of those places where if you work hard and make the right people happy, you can pretty much go where you want. And so, we had came down to Sarasota on vacation and Memorial Day weekend of 2022. Kind of lightly looked around. I was looking for a sales position. Um, Somewhere in Tampa. We came down to Sarasota by accident, came into the store that I'm actually working in, went home, and it was less than a month later. The job opportunity popped up. It was management, and I thought, not even close. I don't want to be a manager. I applied for it thinking there's no way they're going to ever call me back. Why would they bring a salesperson from Tennessee all the way to Sarasota, Florida? I applied on her birthday, which is June 23rd. Um, Funny enough, and by July, I had the job, and then it was okay, I've got the job now. We need to put our house on the market. We need to pack all of that stuff for moving, not just moving down the road, but moving out of state. So it was good. We landed September 16th, and promptly we were here about 1 week before Hurricane Ian decided to make landfall.
None of that
So
was an accident, Brian.
no, and I'll
No.
tell you, I've been through earthquakes. We both, experienced tornadoes being in Iowa and in Tennessee, and the hurricane scared the hell out of
We
us.
get
But
the prize, baby. We get the prize.
I don't want
I'll
them.
take a hurricane all day, every day over anything else because at
Yeah.
least you get the notice and the warning.
Yes. It's so
And we have
true.
Dennis Phillips, so
Yes. Oh my God. Who doesn't love Dennis? Like he's like the best.
exactly.
Like
Who the
rule
hell,
number seven.
who the hell is Dennis?
He is a weather
Oh,
reporter.
okay.
Yeah, and he's got this rule number seven, like don't freak out. If
Oh.
he's freaking out, then you need to like literally
Yeah,
run through life.
Yep.
yeah.
So
And
my
so,
dream has always been to come to Florida. I visited Florida for the first time when I was 17 on a church trip down to Disney, and we stopped in Destin, and I saw the ocean for the first time,
at
and I was like,
17,
yeah,
oh my
and I
How'd you
was
know it was,
like,
you hadn't seen it before? How'd you know it was the ocean?
God. Shut up.
someone told me. So
You said for years, sooner or later, everybody comes to Florida.
yes, and I said, this is where I need to be. I love the blueness. It's really where I can relax. And I was over living in Tennessee long before Brian was done living in Tennessee. And I said, one of these days we're gonna move. And we finally had a really horrible winter. And Brian's like, you know what?
They'll
Let's
do it.
let's look. And that looking ended up being the vacation on Memorial Day. And we had plans to go look at St. Augustine. We had plans to look at North Carolina. And then Sarasota found us, and
It's the best. It's the best.
we were so happy, and we love all the culture here, all the art and music, even though, we're not a big city or anything, there's
Sure.
still a lot of performances. And then Tampa's not too far away, so we can still go to those larger concerts.
I love that. So how old was Jackson when you guys decided to move to Florida? Was he 5?
Yeah, so
8
he
now?
is 8 now, so he was 5.5.
Got it. So it's kind of easy, obviously, picking up, probably starting, I think, kindergarten, maybe starting, right? Kindergarten.
So since we moved right before or right after kindergarten started, we decided to have him go through another level of VPK here in Florida so we could get settled.
Sure.
And then we started kindergarten the next fall. And that was really the best decision. It allowed us to get acclimated, allowed us to meet a couple people and get really settled in the environment. And then he was able to start kindergarten at the same time as everybody else.
I love that. Now, listen, your story, it's so cool, right? Like two people, different parts of the world, end up, in Nashville, you meet online. It could be similar to other people's stories. We've got a lot in common with our stories.
Yeah.
However, recently your story has added a little bit of a chapter to it, right? So,
Yes.
you're both working, obviously, Heather, you've got your full-time job, Brian, you do as well too. But then you said to yourselves, oh, and you also have Jackson, which is also like another full-time job. You're like, let's take on another thing. So,
Oh, and I was also earning my master's degree during all of this and just graduated in May.
oh,
So,
congratulations.
thank you.
What,
So we've been,
master's in education or in
Mhm.
what?
Yep, yep, education for instructional design.
Oh, incredible. We should definitely chat.
Sure.
That is my day job. So we'll
Oh, me
definitely chat.
too.
Yeah, I love it. We'll have to talk about that. But so I learned recently that you decided to take on some more responsibility, and some might say it, you had another child. Tell us a little bit about how you navigated from what you're doing now to
So what you're doing now?
what you're doing now.
Yeah. So we always would joke after a stressful day at work. I would say, I wish I could just quit and sell ice cream at the beach.
Mm.
And I was like, wouldn't that just be fun to set up an ice cream truck and just do it old school, relax, and sell novelty ice cream? Brian's like, yeah, yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be
Did
fun.
you mean it, Brian? You just make her happy.
That was my answer when she said she wanted to move to the beach. I was like, oh, yeah, they'd be fun. Great. Let's get back to reality. So you can see where this is going.
So I'm
She
a
dreams it and
dreamer.
then we make it happen.
I'm the dreamer.
The trainer in you. That's why,
Yeah,
right? Because different jobs. Yep.
very, very creative. So one day I just said, we could just do this. We have enough money saved up to start an LLC, and we could just do this part-time for now and see where it takes us. And it's been such a fun and unique ride.
You did
And
it?
we did it.
Woo!
So we are the owners of Myrtle Sweet Treats LLC, and we have an ice cream trailer. And so we had it custom wrapped in like a sun color changing
That's cool.
pattern. I created our own logo. And so we have a little sea turtle with a ice cream on its back, on its shell. And we just put all the legwork in and decided to open it. And now we do school events, we do birthday parties, we will do neighborhood HOA truck nights. And right now, obviously, we're only doing it nights and weekends because we have to live in reality as well. So
Hold on. So, Heather,
we
the dream was to sell ice cream at the beach.
yes, but you have to start somewhere.
The beach is
And
not going anyplace, I
somewhere,
understand.
the beach has certain regulations that you actually have to, some of the beaches pay day passes. And with that, we just haven't been as lucrative as one would imagine an ice cream truck would be. That's just due to our limited time and availability with it being a trailer rather than an actual truck.
Yeah.
So the goal is still to sell ice cream at the beach. We're getting there, but so far, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Sarasota, we're getting closer.
How do you, so that's a big decision, right? Like you both work probably 40 plus hours a week, knowing what you do. There's no 40-hour week anymore, unfortunately. And so you're doing that. Then you're also raising a child. I mean, how, like, and I think for our listeners, what I love about your story is that, like, this is like what some people call a side hustle, right?
Mhm.
But you're doing it together. So again, two different minds, like the creative side and maybe more like the black and white, like how do we come together? How has it been doing that? Like, tell us about as a couple navigating all that and then starting a new business. What's been some of the highlights and maybe what have been some of the challenges? And I'll let either one of you answer that.
I say initially it was challenging. If you remember a couple years ago, I tore my Achilles. And we literally bought the trailer between the time that I tore my Achilles and had surgery. So the most inopportune time to start a business of, hey, we've got this trailer, we need to remodel it so that we can do this, and I couldn't walk. So that was mentally for me, that was mentally challenging going through an injury like that, and then still knowing that, oh my God, this is kind of our side hustle, our dream. And we went down that path and slowly got it remodeled and learned what we didn't know. But teaching Jackson customer service, how to count money. And Jackson is just such a great kid in general, but just teaching how to deal with the public in general, and how to act, how to react. The challenges of where do we park the trailer because it has to be powered at all times. Where do we, our sources, where do we get our ice cream, how do we keep our costs down? Being a manager at my location, I have people say all the time, well, I run my own business. I go, well, yeah, so do I totally understand. You have to keep your costs low. You've got your margins you need to keep while still trying to have a product that
Sure.
keeps people happy. And our ice cream it's prepackaged ice cream novelties. Nothing is more than $5. And we're
Right.
still making a fair profit. And we want to try and keep it that way.
What's the biggest seller?
Oh goodness, the biggest seller was Siesta Pops when they were still in business. So they were locally made popsicles here in Sarasota, and
Oh.
we were one of the few distributors that they allowed to distribute it, and it was exciting. And they went out of business.
Oof.
But I'd say probably your big fat ice cream sandwiches.
Mm.
If we go to Lakewood Ranch High,
SpongeBob.
sometimes it's all the face pops, the cartoon face pops. The kids love those.
Oh,
Um,
gosh, that is totally bringing me back to my childhood. Uh,
that's the
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
any of them have the gum on the bottom?
The no, not on the bottom. A couple of the face pops do have gum eyeballs.
Oh, and they're used to like the push-up pops. Do you remember those? You have those
Oh,
too?
yep. No, we don't carry those. We do have probably about 25 different flavors. Now, there are hundreds of options out there,
Oh, wow.
and we kind of had to limit it because we
Sure.
do only have one cooler in our trailer. Our trailer's just a 5x8. Is that right,
Eight by
honey?
10, I think.
Eight
Little eight
by
by 10 trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty small. And so we just have one cooler and one little refrigerator for drinks. And so we had to limit some of our options. We do take requests though. So if you have something that you really like, we could always test it out on the trailer and see how it does.
I couldn't even back that thing up. You turn the right, it goes to the left.
Oh, that
Gee.
was a challenge of mine. So we were doing meadow markets, farmers market, and it's once a month, and they have a lot of activities for children. So we decided to get on their roster, and Brian had to work one Saturday, and so he's like,
Lucky
okay.
you.
He's like, he'll be fine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good. I'll do it myself. Well, how we were backed in there,
Much.
I had a horrible time getting out and backing our vehicle to connect the trailer to it.
Mm.
And so thankfully there was some helpful people there still at the farmers market, and I had to plead them to help me. And one of them was a food vendor and he didn't speak very good English. And so he's like trying to tell me what direction to go. And I was like, I don't understand. So someone else came and helped me attach my trailer. So that was a challenge for
How much
me.
hell did Brian catch on the way home?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I couldn't do it. So now I'm the operations part. I do all the ordering, I do all of the promotions, and he is my leg guy. He
I'm
does
the truck
all of the
driver.
driving and all the positioning, and will sometimes work an event. So I can be at home with Jackson or do whatever else is on the schedule.
I love that.
And
How do
I
you come
mean,
up
let's
with a
be honest,
name?
it's fun. We have a blast. You get out there in the summertime and we have air conditioning in the
Sure.
trailer, but it's 105 degrees. We don't need to have three people in that trailer. So I'll
Right.
take one on the chin and just say, look, guys, I'll sit there and sweat. You guys stay home. And that's how it's become kind of a family thing. She'll go do something with the girlfriends, and I'll drag Jackson to sell some ice cream. And we
Yeah,
do a really good job at keeping it fun.
that is fun. How'd you come up with the name?
So Myrtle Sweet Treats. When I was growing up, my stepdad used to always call me Myrtle the turtle. And I was a very slow eater. I would take my time at dinner, sometimes just sit there afterwards when everyone was done. And then he would also joke that I would take my time getting ready to go and leave.
Parental
And
abuse.
I know. So I got this nickname, Myrtle the Turtle. And growing up, then life gets really busy. And so when we decided to do the ice cream trailer, we were throwing out names and what we could do. And I said, I have the perfect name. And Brian's like, oh gosh, what's Heather going to come up with? And I said, we need to do Myrtle's Sweet Treats and have our logo be a turtle, a sea turtle, because I love sea turtles.
Oh boy.
And our slogan is life's sweet, slow down, and enjoy a treat.
Oh,
Love
I
it.
love it.
Love
Did you
it.
pitch him with a deck or was it just like a conversation?
It was a
Yeah,
conversation,
just a
and
conversation.
we joke with our son that he's Myrtle the Turtle Jr. He likes to take his time doing things and getting ready to leave. So we're like, oh, Myrtle the Turtle Jr.
I
And
see
he
a
loves it.
franchise in it. You can sell us all over the West Coast, baby. Seriously.
There we go. So so that was, we both looked at each other and were like, that's perfect. And so we went from there, and thankfully nobody else had that name. So I had to learn a lot about owning a business and what applications and inspections needed to be done
Oh, for
and
food.
all of the ways to register and all of these different things you have to do throughout the year to stay valid. Then plus I had to get my level 2 volunteer with Manatee County so I could be a Manatee County vendor and be on the school list so I could go and distribute at the schools as well. So there was a lot to learn about owning a business, even one as small as a single trailer selling ice cream. But yeah, we love the name, and everyone's like, "Oh, so are you Myrtle?" And I was like, "Well, I used to be. My real name's Heather." And
Now I'm fast, fast, go, go, go.
yes, yes. That's
We
just because
joke that
that's the
she's Myrtle
world.
and I'm the sweet treat. So
Nah, nobody says that.
I do.
When do you find down? Is there any downtime in your lives?
Yeah, like when do you go to
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I saw you one night you were going to a concert, but like how do you balance it all?
So we make sure
Question.
that we only take events that we have time for and that we can handle. So right now, we don't take any events during the work week during the day because we would have to take off work.
Sure.
And we have our calendar on our phones that has a family app, and we just make sure that we try to put all of our activities on there to make sure someone is available to run that event and go to the event, or we're both able to go to the event. And so it just takes a lot of planning and a lot of discussing. So if I get an email or a text message saying, hey, can you do an event on this day? I look at our calendar, and then I also talk to Brian and say, hey, do we have anything out there that's not on the calendar? Are you able to drive to the event? What's the logistics? And it's a lot of communication and a lot of planning.
Yeah. It's so cool. Listen, I mean, it's you're seeing more and more every day videos that are posted to like social media or just people talking about how they're doing this side hustle. They're finding something else to lean into because, as you said, life is too short. Well, you didn't say that part, but we need to slow
Yeah, same
down.
thing.
But they're really like we all go so fast, right? And I just realized the other day that my daughter's going to be 10. That's only about 8 more years that she's going to be even living. And I about had a breakdown, right? Where
Yeah.
all the time go? Because we live, I think they say the days are long, but the years are short, or something
Hmm.
like that saying. And so it's incredible though, because not every couple can work together. It's one thing to
Yeah.
be in a relationship and be married or being a couple, but then working together totally changes that. So, what advice would you give to other couples that are sitting around right now, maybe doing that 40 plus hour a week work week, and they've always had that dream of, selling ice cream, not in our beaches, because that's your territory, uh,
Yes.
but, we're
Or
doing
Lakewood Ranch.
something. Yeah,
And they
doing
may want their
something.
own Myrtle of Turtle someplace
Oh
else.
yeah, what if there's someone in Myrtle Beach who's like, we want a Myrtle turtle, or wherever? What advice would you give to others based on your story that could help them find that kind of piece of joy that you found?
Take your time. This is going in the time capsule.
Yeah, this video will be online forever.
Ever. I would say if you decide to own a business with your partner, that you really need to have open lines of communication and really strong communication about how the business is ran, what you both envision it to be as, and really what roles and responsibilities you each are going to take. So we we fell into our parts of what I'm good at and what he's good at. And it was very natural for us. We still need to talk about the logistics all the time, anytime we schedule an event. So I'd really say if you're going to decide to work with your partner, you really need to be able to communicate effectively and, find out what you both are good at and can bring to the business.
How much time between concept to reality?
So I am a go-getter and I'm like, let's do this.
Those Iowa
So,
girls, watch out, watch out.
I
I'm a
think
procrastinator and an overthinker. So it
Perfect
also is
combination.
just, yeah, it's knowing each other's roles and what our strengths are, like she said. Um, but
you
go
gotta
ahead.
have
What was
one
the
to
time?
How
overthink
long
it
from
and you gotta
concept to
have
trailer?
one that's just jumps right in. So I'm a jump right in. And so obviously for a few years I'd always floated the idea of, oh, wouldn't this be fun? But from when I was like, let's do this, we I started looking for trailers in August. We bought one in September. We had our first event in January.
Fabulous.
That's
Wow.
amazing. What's been harder, raising a child together or starting a business together?
Or eating your profit.
Eating the profit. I think definitely raising a child. There's a lot more complexities in raising a child than running a business.
Yeah.
And they can go bad like
Yes,
ice
they
cream
speak
too.
back. The business doesn't talk back.
Jackson rarely talks back. He's a really good kid. It's just there, so many other dynamics
He lives
with
in the
with a
freezer on
child.
Sundays.
He gets free ice cream for life.
Yeah,
He's got the best
Not
life.
Jamie, nothing is free.
no, it's our profits that he eats.
I think it's so cool that you're doing that. And I think it's just I love that it's a family thing. I love that
Hmm.
you're Jackson. What a great real life lesson to learn about money, first of all, and how it actually works. But the human experience he's probably getting as well, too, because even though people
Hmm.
are buying ice cream, I'm sure some people are upset at some point about
Oh,
something.
sure.
It's the nature of the beast. But I think that's just so amazing. So what's next for the two of you?
Oh, give them a break and tell them take it down.
Yes.
We need to sleep.
My dream, which would be continuing to work Myrtle Sweet Treats, and eventually we would like to save up for an actual truck that we can go around neighborhoods. And I think that that would be really fun. I love school events because I love
Sure.
the children coming up and getting all excited about the ice cream and running off. And I like when the parents are like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen an eclair bar since I was a child. And so I would love to be able to bring that to the neighborhoods. And we are a family-owned business, and it's just the three of us. And we really try to be flexible and wholesome and bring that environment to everyone we serve. We're we're not in it to make millions. We both have full-time jobs that pay well. This is our side hustle slash fun hustle. And it's more about bringing smiles out there and bringing about that nostalgia of the ice cream truck. So I would like in the future to be able to actually buy a truck that we can go around in neighborhoods.
Now, I'm living in Del Webb up here in Lakewood Ranch, and we have both a pickleball club very active as well as our own homeowner association. We could do a private event with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Can we choose some if we want certain types of ice cream? Can we actually change the menu to some degree, or?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Ooh,
So we do have people that have come to us wanting custom orders, things that we don't carry. So I can put those orders into our vendor.
super.
We can do custom menus. We could just do the whole menu that we normally have. We're very flexible when it comes to private events, public events, and that's part of who we are as people and really what we want to bring because we know how hard it is to run a party or
Mm.
to host an event. And we want to make sure that you guys or whoever our customer is has the best experience ever.
Well, and for a club like us, you guys provide the product, it's packaged, you do the cleanup. It's just really
Hmm.
simple for us for the event.
I
That's great.
love
Oh,
that.
yeah,
We can
definitely
find
reach
more.
out. We would love that.
We can
I'll
find
do it
people
too.
online.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. My sister years ago, like actually during COVID, started a dog food truck business.
Boutique.
Oh,
Boutique, yeah. It was called Bon Appetit.
oh, cute.
And so she was in Colorado and had all of these different treats. And she had the trucks built out for her. She had all of that done.
Mercedes Sprinters, really high-end stuff.
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
cool. And if
Yeah,
you
those are
want to
nice.
talk with her, I can connect you with her and she can give you kind of the insight. But the hardest thing for her was that she was also working full time and then made this her
mhm.
full time job was staffing them, right? Like that's like the hardest thing. But it
Oh,
sounds like you don't have to worry about that.
not yet. We don't have a fleet of myrtles just yet.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see her go through that process. And like you were saying, all of the regulations. And in Colorado, they're a lot heavier than Florida. And for dog parks and all such. She had all the pup
Hmm.
cups and kids. I mean, like it was crazy. But just even to see that whole process, I can even just imagine what you have to do to balance that and then everything else that you're doing. So I think it's incredible that you found this piece of joy that you get to bring
Yeah.
smiles and yet also, make it a learning experience and then also a bonding for the two of you as well too. Like I think you
Yeah,
probably have learned different parts of each other just by that venture.
We stay in
for
our
sure.
lanes. We know our strengths. We stay in our lanes, and it's give and take with everything. We get along in real life. I mean, we rarely disagree on anything, so we're pretty self-aware. And if she asks or tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it because I know it's genuine and it's not barking orders. And it's just knowing what your limitations are and not exceeding those limitations of, she can't back a trailer very well. So that's
Mhm.
fine. I'm not going to try to make her back a trailer. But then, teaching Jackson and he says, "Well, Daddy, can I get paid today for working?" I was like, "Well, are you gonna work or are you gonna sit at home? I'll pay you $5 an hour if
Yeah,
you want to work and you can hand ice cream out.
yeah,
I have no problem with that." But yeah, he's quickly understanding that, oh, if I want to earn some extra money, I've got to actually be in there doing something.
great
So
lesson. That's a really, really, really good lesson. I think that's the hardest part is when the kids start realizing they want things, but they don't realize that money pays for those things, and the money
Mhm.
comes from mommy and daddy.
yeah,
Yes.
Daddy's
Yeah,
working
so
for free
like,
that day, but I'll pay
yeah,
you.
yeah, exactly.
He's slowly learning the concept, and then he does have a turtle costume. And
Oh,
at birthday parties, he'll sometimes put on the turtle and he'll be Myrtle the turtle and
no way.
run around. We did a little girl's birthday party. She was 14, and oh, he had a blast. He was running around. They were chasing him. They're like, "Oh, we're chasing Myrtle. We're chasing Myrtle."
You ever bury him in the sand during season?
Well, not when he's in the costume, but
That
but
is
when we go to the beach, yes.
wonderful. I love
Um,
that. I think it's just amazing how you met and how you've navigated here. And we're just grateful that you took time to share with us your story and what that looks like. And now hopefully people that are listening that are local, we've got listeners all over the world, but if you're
oh
local,
wow.
obviously go and get Myrtle's sweet treats. And if you're thinking about starting your own side hustle, can they reach out to you to get some
Uh,
guidance? And
Sure.
Absolutely.
So we're on Facebook, and we also have a direct phone number and email address. We're more than happy to take more events and, happy to share our experience or help other people that want to start a small little business and just, bring some joy to the world.
And you do know that turtles do have a long lifespan.
Yes, they do.
So we're going to
Over
be around for
200
a while.
years. So that
good.
just means we're going to be around for a while. So is Myrtle Sweet
Brian,
Treats.
what's your turtle name?
Oh God, I have no idea. I was more of a fast moving person growing up than a slow mover. So I'll just stick with she's
Hair.
Myrtle, I'm the sweet treat.
That works.
Turtle and the hair.
Self-proclaimed.
Well, thank you both so much. And I know
Thank
this,
you.
like I said, this is airing in August, but you're actually putting on a neighborhood community event tonight where you're
Yep.
bringing the trucks out, and you've done that proactively. And we hope to stop by with our after school or after camp stuff that we do. But
Awesome.
amazing. So
Want to finish with number check? Number
oh
check?
yeah. So okay, has your number changed at all
Oh,
since?
she
Mm-mm.
was a 6 and Brian was a 7.
Oh,
Oh yes, but Heather needs
yes.
coffee. She doesn't have hot coffee yet.
No, she don't need.
That's,
She's full of energy. She's no coffee.
I'll bump it up to a 7 for
I'm
the
feeling
Whoa!
it.
lively
Brian, the
conversation.
challenge is out. Brian,
I'm feeling a solid 8 today.
Oh, look at
There
that.
we go. Look at us.
I'm gonna take that and run with it.
we'll,
You guys
we'll
made our day
invoice
just
you
a
for the
notch better.
difference.
Well, thank you both so much. It's so obviously we're going to see more of each other outside of this, but I'm just grateful that you took the time to share your story with us, and we look forward to sharing your story with others and to sharing some sweet treats very soon.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate
Absolutely.
It was
it.
great, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
seeing you
Thank
guys. Have a good
you.
day.
Bye.
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 Bye. Let's get in here. How cool.
I'm going to get some of those ice cream things. It'll be good to have a little.
What's your most nostalgic ice cream that you would ask for? You were saying a private order. What would you ask for?
We had Rocket Pops. I like the ice cream
Rocket.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Italian ice was pretty good.
Oh yeah, you can still get Italian ice.
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder if we should ask them for like a menu. I bet there's a menu online.
They
or something
better
like that.
get menu online.
Cool. Like I just
It's
think,
called Myrtle's Menu.
yes, exactly. But I think it's just what I find amazing is that, people are always like, I'm working in a job and I'm miserable and I can't figure out what I want to do and this and that. And I had this conversation with someone the other day she's young, she's 28, and she's like, I want to do things before I decide to have children. And I was like, listen, there's no plan in life. Like we plan and they laugh, right? Like, and he or she, whoever, I think God's a woman, but whole other conversation. But like you can't just wait for those things to happen. You can't just like, and I love how they were just like, this is what we want to do. We did it. We're making it happen. And now they're doing it. I think it's just a really cool
Well,
story.
like his move to Nashville, it was scary, but when you have to break out of something to get to that next level.
Yeah.
Fear's a good motivator. Just do it. And always, folks, if you can hear me, I'm the voice in your head. If
That's
the
scary.
voice says do it or try it or maybe, go do it, try it or maybe.
But that's the thing. I mean, he was Northern California and now to Florida, like almost like complete opposite ends of the country.
Your mother and I
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Someday you'll do a podcast with us.
I will do that for your anniversary. But no, I think it's just amazing. And I love that like every story that we have on the cast is just different. It's like a different story. Like theirs is all about how you find this like piece of joy as a couple and a company and working together. I know that's you, mom, have worked on things together, and I think that's incredible. And that definitely adds a different element to people's relationships. But I just think it's like amazing that their jobs they're doing now have nothing to do with their side hustle.
That's one of the fun things about the podcast is it gives us and our listeners a chance to walk in someone's shoes for a mile, for a brief period of time, get a flavor for it.
Yeah.
Maybe it clicks, maybe it doesn't, but keep listening because sometimes someone will click somewhere. So when you hear that click, it's because of us.
Do you need the validation, Dad?
Always.
All right, Dad. All right, listener, thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, that was their story. If you've got someone's story that you want to share with us, let us know. We love hearing all these different stories. We love talking with you and learning about how everybody in this world does something different, came from somewhere different, creates a different path. And there's just so many cool things going on that the more we lean in, the more we learn.
And I promise to be nice.
You are nice.
Most of the time.
You are nice.
I am?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, until next time.
Hey, thank you for tuning into today's What's Your Story podcast.
To learn more or share your story, go to jamiemarco.com. That's www.jaimemarco.com. And we will see you next time.